With us now is Abbey Onn. Thank you so much for joining us, Ms. Onn, and I'm so sorry for what you and your family are going through. I want to be respectful of your time and try to make sure that we understand exactly what the next steps are. Originally, it was believed that the first hostages would be freed today. That's now been pushed back to tomorrow. What has it been like for you and your family waiting for any sort of information on this potential release?
47 days, every day felt like a week. And in the last 2 days, every hour feels like a year. I think we have a knot in our stomach, and it feels like it's the first real diplomatic breakthrough in the situation. But until we get the first release of the first 10, I don't think anyone is going to believe that this is real.
And I know that we're talking about the children that we just mentioned in your own family, and we know that this deal will free at least 50 women and children. Do you have any hope that they will be among those who are freed?
I do. I mean, they fit within the age range. They would be considered children. A lot of lists have been circulated, but of course, nothing is concrete. And I really think that until they are in Israel and recognized by Israeli officials, that none of us can believe that they have been actually released.
You know, Ms. Onn, what I want to do, too, is I want to make sure that we recognize the fact that it's more than just names on a sheet of paper. We're talking about lives, your family members, your loved ones, and I never want that to be lost in the story that we cover. But can you just tell us a little bit about them as individuals? Sure. and just, you know, this is your family.
Yeah, of course. Erez is the youngest. He is 12, the same age as my son. He actually celebrated his birthday in captivity. He is an outdoor kid. He rides horses and bikes and builds with Legos and plays the trumpet. His sister Sahar, 16, she's going to graduate high school next year. She's an artist. She plays the bass. She's best friends with her older sister. Their father, Ofer, he's the father of 4, and he's a carpenter, and he's funny. And he's a really big bike rider. He's really big in the biking community. And they're all from Kibbutz Nir Oz, which is one of the kibbutzim that was brutalized on October 7th. More than 100 people were murdered or taken hostage. And so we just want them home safely. We want them here and whole, one piece, healthy, to try to help them rebuild.
And Abby, you know, we talk about also how I said in the intro to you that this is an unenviable position because this is not what you want to do. You don't want to sit here talking about the freeing of hostages. And I feel as though sometimes you're put in the uncomfortable position also of speaking for an entire community. And I know that everyone feels differently. But can you talk to me about how you feel about the likelihood now that a bond there between you and all of the other families are going through in this month and a half of uncertainty? This deal is for some, but not all will be released. Right. What are the conversations like between some of those who know that their family members may not be among them?
Right. I saw that you had John on before this, Hirsch's father, and we didn't know each other 7 weeks ago, and now we are family. And I know that Hirsch would not be part of this deal, and it weighs heavy on all of our hearts. I think there is fear about what would come if the 50 were released and the close to 200 weren't. But that being said, we've seen 4 released so far and 1 rescued, and every single person that comes home is celebrated. If the 50 come out in the next 4 to 5 days and my family is not among them, I'll be devastated, but I will be so happy for the families that see their children and their siblings and their parents and their grandparents. These are innocent civilians who were taken hostage, whose lives were shattered that day. And every one of them that returns is like having a member of my family come home.
Abby, oh my goodness, that's absolutely gut-wrenching there. Now, some in Israel, you know, are pushing back against this deal, saying you shouldn't be negotiating with terrorists, concerned that a ceasefire could allow Hamas to regroup and get themselves and their act back together. Others only for an agreement that brings every hostage home. Right. Abby, how do you parse between these?
It's really complex. I mean, from the beginning of this, we've been in touch with everyone in the United States government, with the Israeli government. My family are also French citizens, and so we're working with Macron. It took us this long to get to any sort of diplomatic breakthrough, and I believe the number one responsibility of the Israeli government and the governments who have citizens being taken hostage is to protect innocent civilians. And if this is a step forward to that, then I think that's what makes sense. I don't think children have any place in war.
Abby, I know that Thanksgiving is not being celebrated there, but I want to tell you on this Thanksgiving holiday, on behalf of everyone here at NewsNation, our hearts go out to you and those who are struggling right now to get their family members back. And we're sending you nothing but prayers and our best wishes.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.